Man, it's Deion Dawkins, and you listening to the Real Deal Sports Show on the Beat 105.5.
Yes, you are. You listening to it live on the Beat 105.5, the Real Deal Sports Show, coming to you every Saturday morning, talking sports of all sorts from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. every Saturday morning. And thank you so much for subscribing to the show. Please continue to subscribe on YouTube to the show. If you miss it, or tell a friend or a loved one. Hey, if anybody that likes sports and want to hear talking we're not talking about what we heard over here. We talk about what we know. We come with the facts, the cold hard facts about sports and so forth, and sports issues covering local, regional, and on a national level. So go there, please subscribe to the show. We're coming to you live from the Rock Pawnbroker Studios, as we do every Saturday. Check out Sammy and the crew over there at Rock Pawnbrokers. Please subscribe to us on YouTube and Facebook at Real Deal Sports Show. It costs you nothing, but means everything to us. Yes, indeed. And we want to conclude. Last week, we had Andre Fontenette come on, did an excellent job, and one of the 4 inductees into the Rochester Section 5 Hall of Fame. And I just wanted to salute not only Andre Fontenette from Churchville High School, Wade Roadcliffe, Ken Walton, and Devin Worthington. Those last two, Keywin Walton and Devin Worthington, I did get to see them play during their career of high school football over at Aquinas. Both of them were outstanding young men at the high school level and went on and had a good, successful college career. And I was so happy to see them both be a part of it. And last but not least, head coach Ron Jones from Marshall varsity football team. When I came into Rochester, I was just missed Ron Jones, but I just wanted to see what he had to say of coaching at Marshall High School. Best school I ever worked for. The community came together, and we kind of came together as a team and as a school. We turned it around. So the year where he said they turned it around. So, hey, these schools can be turned around. And then the thing that really stuck to me about head coach Ron Jones is that 30 men who played on Jones's teams during his coaching career within the Rochester City School District, 30 of them took time out of their own busy schedules to come to the induction ceremony. That told me, I never met Ron Jones, quite frankly, I never even heard of Ron Jones. But you know what it told me? This man did what he had to do to get our community together. And Ron Jones, head coach of Marshall High School, you made Rochester a hell of a much better place to live for all, not only the 30 men that showed up, but all the young men that that came under your wing at Marshall High School. And I'm going to work on it in the coming weeks to get in contact with you and get you on the show. And I want to hear from you how you turned things around there at Marshall and got the young men together and won a Section 5 championship. You had players like Reese Jackson on there that went on to play at Syracuse University. You had a lot of men that moved on to do great things in the community and helping to make Rochester a better place today for young people. So I just want to shout out all of the inductees, but a special shout out to head coach Ron Jones. He was a Monroe graduate. He graduated from the class of 1968 Monroe High School. So he's a product of the Rochester City School District. Stayed within the district, worked within the district as a head coach over at Marshall High School. And I'm sure he was a teacher over there. It looks like he was a teacher as well at Marshall High School. And I just want to shout him out. And we got to show much love to our people that came before us to let us know where we've been, where we got to go, and how we can get there. It says he turned things around. So if any of these schools need to be turned around, and we know a few of them do, talk to Ron Jones. Talk to some of the people that did it to help you turn things around at these schools. And not only I'm not only talking sports of all sorts, I'm talking the academic side of the tracks as well. Let's get the academics taken care of and get them straight. All right, Ron Jones, we dedicate the show to you for all the things that you've done to take us and lead us to where we are today. And J-GILLZ, good morning, J-GILLZ.
Hey, good morning to the Real Deal family. Hey, man, it's a great week in sports. You know what I mean? They call these the dog days, but they ain't dogging as much as they used to. You know, this crop of WNBA women have been phenomenal, and I think we're going to have plenty of good summers to come, fellas.
Absolutely. We're going to talk about your road trip in one moment. We see a stranger who has no stranger to the show has returned, the Fanatic. Welcome back down there in hot, steamy Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Welcome back to Real Deal Sports Show, Fanatic. How you doing this morning?
What's going on, Real Deal Sports Show family, man? Radman, BacSpin, and my brother J-GILLZ getting it in. Man, it's been way too long. I'm super excited to be back this morning, man, and I'm glad y'all always showing the LSU crop of amazing athletes and people. Our girl Angel Reese, I can't wait to hear the sound from that. The people definitely want to know, and we always get the people what we want, man, and we got to look out for them. So excited to be back. Got to get the people what they need.
And before we get to that part about WNBA, I just want to check about the ESPYs. I want to see a guy that you guys might have grew up on, Stuart Scott. I can't believe it's been 10 years. He's been gone for 10 years. He would have been 53 years old later this month. I'm like, wow, man, it just blew my mind to see how that we lost that guy so young. But he's so memorable. He left us with so many cliches and catchphrases. Cool as the other side of the pillow. It's great to see his daughters come out and salute him. This past week, they were on different shows throughout the week leading up to the ESPY Awards. And Stuart Scott, we salute you, and all the other people that have gone before us with battling cancer or any other illness. We salute all of y'all people for fighting hard, fighting long, and fighting strong, as Stuart Scott would say. All the people, we salute them. And Stuart Scott, just one of our favorites people there. And also my second favorite, I got to get it, Serena Williams. Oh my God. Good Lord. See Serena, baby. Hey, she got to bring that cat suit out one more time. Just bring her. If I see her during Super Bowl week this year, J-GILLZ, I'm going to plead with her. Hey, can you just unretire that cat suit one more time and just have some heels on and just come through the media center or wherever center you walking at? Good Lord, that woman's beautiful.
Good God Almighty, man. It's only 7 minutes into the show, and Radman trying to get us canceled, J-GILLZ, and worse than that, trying to get us cut, man. Serena,
man, my missus wanted to turn the TV off on me. I said, no, the TV ain't getting turned off right now, baby. Oh, no, we ain't turning this off. No. Oh, my gosh, man. And the Sharapova segment when she did the thing on Sharapova, that was excellent creativity on that segment.
Heck yeah. Hey, to my young fellas listening to the show, this is why you got to have OGs in your life, some OG mentors to tell you how do you have that conversation with your lady to say, hey, I still need to watch this amazing other woman here. Hey, that's an OG. If you need some help with that, talk to the Radman. He clearly got some game and some ways to get you to watch that too. So come find the Radman. He got you, man.
Yes, it did. I got to get with Jerome and try to find those photos from the 2009 Super Bowl down there in Miami when they had a little gathering for Serena and Venus after they came back from the Australian Open. I think Serena had just won the Australian Open a few days before they came over to the media center down there in Miami, Florida. I got to get with Jerome and say, man, where did those photos go, man? But, hey, we get back to Fanatic. Where we headed, Fanatic?
Well,
any comment on the ESPYs other than that? It was a good show. I thought it was good. Go ahead.
ESPYs, man, it is to J-GILLZ's earlier point, man. J-GILLZ always be giving the Bible, man, unless where we talk about some top players, and then we got to, get them straight about people like Karl Anthony Towns. But that's another subject for a different day. If you know, folks. But I was going to say real talk. It is one of those. It is a fun summer. The ESPYs, it feel like it kind of just plopped in there. Didn't even realize it was happening. But I always got to shout out my girl, Dawn Staley, SEC, great college player at Virginia, national Olympian, just champion of all champions. So to see her get that award, the Legacy Award, man, it just was a beautiful thing. Dawn Staley, really, you talking about for the culture. I know a lot of folks in the world, some of my OGs, saying the world hasn't really progressed. It's not as good as we think it is. But to see our folks getting celebrated, Serena hosting, getting to see Dawn Staley achieve this success that she has achieved. Because really growing up, all I really knew, at least it was one woman. It was Pat Summitt, was a college coach who was celebrated, but it was all men. It was just Gino and especially really on the women's game, of course, on the men's side, Krzyzewski and Roy Williams and things of that nature. It's cool to see a Dawn Staley on the women's side. Even now, Charlotte, I think they could have done better hiring Dawn Staley than the coach that they did hire. It's cool to see that Dawn Staley is not only really putting a chokehold on the women's game, but coaching overall and being a great candidate and just being somebody. And she is authentically her. And I love that she always seems to know the moments, the right thing to say, and she's going to always be her at the same time. She's a great person to really kind of emulate and move forward with and try and be like. So to me, shout out to Dawn Staley. I love that moment for her getting that award and what she's done for the SEC in general in women's basketball, but just overall in women's basketball and for anybody who's down with the culture.
Absolutely, absolutely. The only negative spot when I turned away from it was when they got that pimp. They gave that pimp an award. Well, you know, since when pimps off the street get awards, guys? And I'm talking about that former Alabama head coach. If you don't know the pimp I'm talking about, the man that shows up in black families' parties, he learned the electric slide, and he's sliding through, doing the electric slide, and his wife making the potato salad and all of that, and he's showing up at black homes and had the nerve, the audacity to receive an award for doing that after pimping our kids for all these years. And then he goes to Congress and says, hey, we need to pimp some more. Pimping ain't easy, y'all. Y'all need to start. Don't give the kids the money. The kids don't need to get paid. Hey, the federal government, you got to get involved in this. What the hell you mean the federal government? They didn't get involved when you were pimping all of these years? You know who I'm talking about. That dastardly Nick Saban.
Nick Saban. Oh, Nick Saban.
Oh, my God. That pimp came out to get his award. He had the nerve to have two former guys that he pimped come out there smiling and grinning. Yeah, man. Hey, this our pimp, man. He took care of us. Come on.
Hey, Rap,
Pay the students, man. Pay the students.
J-GILLZ, talk to your man. Because, I mean, it's not like Nick Saban. Yes, that was a little strange with what he did to Congress. I don't think it was more about the players. Clearly, it was about that. But I think it was more about the competition of knowing that Texas is coming, these bigger programs, and he was worried about losing his spot. I think he was thinking about the kids a little bit, but not really. I think he was thinking about my job is about to get a whole lot harder. We got cats coming in here like Texas, Oklahoma to the SEC, big money schools, big endowment. I can't keep this up. And guess where Alabama is, folks, just so y'all know. It's not in Birmingham. It's not in Montgomery. It's in Tuscaloosa. It's tough to bring people down there. It was because of Nick Saban and his people and his way to help kids get to the pros. And truthfully, Rad, man, you the only person I know who say something bad about Nick Saban, man.
Line dancing. He all coming to your house, line dancing, lying to your family. Your kid get there. You the number one running back. You the number one wide receiver. You get there. You the fourth wide receiver in line on the team. Wait a minute. Where all these other people come from, coach? Don't worry about what I told you, man. Get out there and practice, man. Man, pimping ain't easy. Why you think he got out the game? Because when the going gets tough, Nick Saban went home, packed his bag, and went home. He didn't want to compete. Now you got to compete. Hey, man, pimping ain't easy, man. Old school pimps like Nick Saban. Hey, man, he had to go sit down. Where did he go? He took his behind home. And his wife stopped making potato salad for the kids. Come on, man. Tell it like it is, Nick. Tell about Nick Saban. Highest paid. He's the highest paid person in the state of Alabama, one of the poorest states in the country, and this man quitting when the going gets tough. That tells me all I need to know about Nick Saban.
No, wait, Rabbit. All right, hold on. And J-GILLZ, I'm gonna pass on over to you. I feel you, Rap, man. You right up, but my man is an older guy. I think he's in his mid-60s. He's done a lot for the college game. Let's be real. When I was growing up, I heard the stories of Bear Bryant, but Alabama was a joke. And he was at my school. He was at LSU winning championships and dominating there. I think everybody gets a chance to say goodbye at some point. And yeah, his feet might start hurt a little bit more when it comes to the line dancing. And really, he looking around and saying, oh, shoot, Kirby Smart doing it now too. Oh, shoot, Brian Kelly trying to talk a little rapper's game and trying to talk like Offset. He looking around like, oh, shoot, people on the game. And he's like, you know what? Hey, man, I'm an older man. He got a lot of money, got a lot of car dealerships. He done put a lot of people on. And you're right, Rad, man. Pimping is not easy, but that is really the college game. And Nick Saban was the best for the longest of time, similarly to Bill Belichick. It's not pimping ain't easy in the NFL, but Bill Belichick had an amazing run as well. But it was time to go in New England. Nick Saban, I think he could have stayed. But he decided it was time to go, and now that really opens it up for the entire SEC It is going to be an amazing college football season. I can't wait. Man, it's going to be all the way live. I will tell you already, I ran into an issue, and I promise I'm done after this, ran into an issue, and I'm wondering, like, wait, why is stuff blocked off in December for classes and for facilities already? Oh, yeah, these college players are professional athletes. Why? They have expanded the playoff. I'm still thinking it's 4 teams. I can't even book a room for my event. Why is that? Because they already knowing that these campuses like LSU would have potentially home games on their college campus in December, where usually it's a ghost town. But these college kids are doing true double duty, playing a professional sport while getting the education, man. So I ain't mad about that. More time spent recruiting is 24/7. You got to recruit your own class. Nick Saban, Radney calls you Pippin ain't easy. I say congratulations. Thanks for your work in Baton Rouge. Enjoy Tuscaloosa. Enjoy the boat wherever you're going to be. Glad that you out the way. You put on a lot of folks. Now it's time to give somebody else a chance. DeBoer, we'll be waiting for you in Death Valley in November. We'll be ready to see the Tide this year.
Remember, you mentioned Bill Belichick. They rotated their coaches between Alabama and New England the last 10 years. Any coach was fired from another team, they bring their coach back, and they put it. So that was another pimp game. I'm glad you mentioned that NFL pimp by the name of Bill Belichick. That's another one right there, man. But, yeah, they were all in cahoots together for a lot of years. Their coaches just rotated within their system. So you're absolutely right. He's out of the game, and we're going to see. And now you got more games. I don't like it with more games. I think that's way too many games for college kids to play. And now you're seeing more money. As you're saying, you can't even book a room down there during that time period because they know they're about to make some more money coming into those schools. So you're absolutely right, Fanatic. Appreciate the commentary.
No doubt. J-GILLZ, you got anything?
Man, I'm right there with you, Fanatic. I mean, Radman talking about pimping. I mean, we get it. And that was a long, illustrious career. But when we talk about him hanging it up, you know what I mean? I think it has more to do with the time. It's a new day and age, man. It's a new day and age, Radman. The man hasn't won a national championship since 2020. You got teams like Michigan winning championships. You got teams like Colorado, you know what I'm saying, with Deion and his boys prepping up. And like the Fanatics said, you got 8 teams expanding out to the playoffs. You don't think Deion gonna get a spot? You know what I mean? You don't think Michigan gonna? You know what I mean? So I think it was more so about that. I gotta definitely agree with the Fanatic there, and especially with Bill Belichick too. Same time frame, man. As soon as they start winning, they know it was their time to go. Bill Belichick ain't get a job. You know, he lost the Patriots job. He started winning, and he still couldn't get hired. So Nick Saban, let's be honest, man. Let's be honest. This is time to go. Now his career, that's a good opinion on his career, what he's been doing. You know what I'm saying? Kind of hot out here for a pimp, but he had to go. Ultimately, it was over for him right now, man.
Absolutely. And let's move into your week with the WNBA. You've been on the road. You just back from New York City, J-GILLZ. What was going on in the big city?
On the road from hot New York City. It was a phenomenal game. Big, huge game. The sold out crowd for the New York Liberty, 17,700 fans. It was a great sold out arena, largest crowd in New York Liberty history, with the Chicago Sky going to get the Indiana Fever in a phenomenal game. Seemed like an Angel Reese home game. I'm just going to tell you right now, she got the most standing ovation, when they introduced her, not to mention, when she clinched that 10th rebound in that last minute of the game to secure her 15th consecutive double-double. The crowd went crazy. Man, Angel Reese definitely had a clutch hold on New York City last night.
Excellent. That was 17,000, right?
17,751 fans, sold out arena, the biggest game in New York Liberty history. And mind you, y'all, Caitlin Clark done been there twice already. She's been there twice already. She couldn't bring them out like Angel Reese really could. So it was a great show for sure.
Of course. And of course, with Angel Reese, man, we know she is a star of all stars, been in New York, but that Baltimore to New York City, that's an easy train ride, easy car ride. She got a lot of fans up in the Northeast. And what's cool about Angel, man, it's crazy. If you think about her geographically, from Baltimore, did her thing there, so got that mid-Atlantic, even part of New York, got down in the South. She has that place on lock. And man, if there's any games down in Florida, Texas, Angel Reese get a lot of love. Obviously, of course, Louisiana for her being a star on our national championship winning team that she has led, which she also, I'm always shocked, she had the record for NCAA double-doubles in any on either the men's or women's side. So to me, I knew she was going to be a double-double machine. Glad to have won some money on her. Put some futures. I put some futures on her early in double-doubles. Glad to win some money on that. And my man Paul Skeens from LSU. That's a pitcher who I'm glad to see is now starting the All-Star game in baseball. LSU Tigers all over the place. We got to shout out Livy Dunn. Just to recap, last piece on the ESPYs. She's coming back. She really isn't that great, but hey, people love her. But overall, man, it's cool. And now Angel Reese going back to her to say you got the Baltimore, DC, New York area, Mid-Atlantic. You got the Southeast, even into like that Texas area. To then I'll play for Chicago, Midwest. Angel Reese, man, she is domestic. She'd shoot, man. Met Gala and coming and hooping, man. She's about to be the international brand for just authentic, real. I play my sport. I'm great in my profession, but I got a social life type of woman, man. Her lifestyle is off the chain.
Absolutely. And I give her the heads up right now. If things keep going the way they are, I give her Rookie of the Year over Caitlin Clark, only because Caitlin Clark has over 42 turnovers and she leads the league in turnovers. And you can't lead the league, just like Josh Allen can't lead the league in interceptions and win the MVP award for any league. Because when you have that many turnovers and you lead the league and you're ahead of other players by more than 15 to 20 turnovers, I mean, nobody's even close to her with her 42 turnovers. She's doing well with her shooting. So her game is getting better and better. But to me, you can't have that amount. You can't lead the league in turnovers and be considered the Rookie of the Year. Angel Reese seems to be flawless with what she's doing, her rebounding, her scoring, the record she's setting, 15 games in a row. To me, it's almost hands down. Angel Reese should be named Rookie of the Year if it continues. Really, she almost got it wrapped up to me. I don't think it's a close race. J-GILLZ.
Nah, I agree with you there. You talk about especially the numbers, the efficiency, the defensive side of things. You know what I mean? The offensive rebounds that she's leading the league in with 4.9. Her defensive efficiency. She's been playing phenomenal. And this is a huge matchup for her because we all know Jonquel Jones. That's a real woman right there. You know what I mean? And her and Camilla definitely had their hands full. Jonquel had a phenomenal game, 18 points, about 10 rebounds, 4 blocks. She was just all over the place. Kennedy Carter driving up to him. Here comes Janae. You know what I mean? Just blocking everything. Angel Reese banging in the paint. It was over for her. She made those girls look like rookies for sure. And we got another showdown today. It's going to be phenomenal. But I think we got a soundbite from Angel Reese.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Let's have BacSpin cue that up for Angel Reese comment.
What has Kim done for you to say where you're at today?
Coach Mulkey? Yeah, she be texting me. We have a better relationship now. It's like when I'm not a player no more, and now that she can watch me and critique me better. But I love Coach Mulkey. She texts me all the time. She built me to who I am right now. Being able to have that hard coaching, she helped me mature to where I am right now as a player on and off the court. So I'll always appreciate Coach Mulkey.
And also, I just want to know what goes into your conditioning, obviously finishing the season and
conditioning. I mean, obviously, I just had to hydrate and eat right. I mean, obviously, I had a quick turn. I didn't have an off season where I can get better. So I'm kind of learning on the fly, trying to figure everything out. I am playing 30 to 35, 40 minutes a game. So I like to sleep. That's really what I do.
Okay. Wow, J-GILLZ, good questions there. Good questions.
Absolutely. And, it comes, with the team, man. We had some great questions curated by the Fanatic, curated by the Radman, with the insiders right there. Much appreciated for that. She was a great, very pleasant. And like you said, the things that she's doing off the court has been phenomenal. I mean, BET Sports Woman of the Wear, Met Gala, you know what I'm saying, doing phenomenal things. And I think that she just, is all around going to be great. And what I had to experience firsthand, and we all seen this online, we know the internet trolls, but I've experienced firsthand, sitting in the arena, sitting next to the media, white media literally praying for her downfall. I mean, that's the amount of hate that she's just getting from media, from fans. She got a lot of love and the liberty, you know what I mean? But I mean, it was people praying that I hope she doesn't get this double-double. People really hating on Angel Reese to the T. And I mean, it was crazy. You had media reporters just upset with Angel just for being herself, you know what I mean? Young woman from west side of Baltimore, doing her thing, and you know what I'm saying, people just don't like it, can't stand it. I didn't understand it, but they had the nerve to say this, and I'm gonna pose this question to you guys. They said what we're seeing, this media person said what we're seeing from Angel is what she's gonna be. What we're gonna see from Caitlin, she can grow from that. And I said, are you kidding me right now? So I just couldn't believe the mind frame of what they're saying, man. It's just crazy.
Yeah, that's a little shocking. So wait, I'll just make sure I heard that, and our listener audience heard that well. I want to hone in on something. J-GILLZ, you're saying you saw the media, not fans, not people who paid a ticket, who are going against the other team. They rooting for the Liberty, which I know the Liberty won. They're 19-4, best team in the WNBA right now. I still think the Ace is going to handle them if they see them in the finals, but we will come up on that.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah, this is gonna be good. But you're saying, J-GILLZ, you saw the media literally non-biased and no biases. They look like they were rooting against Angel Reese.
Oh, it's like what's your catchphrase, Fanatic? What's your catchphrase? I ain't telling you what I heard.
I'll tell you what I know. Man.
I'll tell you what I know. Man was right next to me and said, I do not want her to get this double-double. I cannot stand the way she plays.
Did you say why?
These are things that they said. It's got to be pure hate, Fanatic. Because I asked him right now. I said, "Well, then who's your rookie of the year? Okay, you gonna vote for Caitlin Clark? Well, I can't give it to her right now." I said, "Well, who was gonna be? I guess I would have to give it to Reese. But at the end of the season, we know it's gonna be Caitlin." I said, "Oh my God, this that implicit bias that they talking about, man. These media members." I ain't gonna say, hey, don't they got a game on another state? And guess what race it is?
Really?
I'm just saying.
Yeah. We got a clue to what race it is, man. If he's sitting right next to you, and imagine we get that at the Bills game too, with people overhyping Josh Allen. We're like, what are you watching, man? How is he better than Patrick Mahomes? You know, we hear people in the press box of Bills game, same thing talking about Josh Allen better than Patrick Mahomes. So we know they're not, you know. It's a bias coming from there. But you sitting there and the person next to you talking about down in Angel Reese's play, and she just setting the record right in front of y'all, right in front of the man's eyes. So the man's eyes can't project and tell you what he sees, what he's seeing. He got to go to the mindset that she's not as good as Caitlin Clark. Isn't that something? And you wonder why we've been hearing it.
And that's why we got to give Angel even more credit, because she's a dog with the media. You know, she's media trained. She's very friendly. You know, she's very relatable, and she's just a sweetheart. You know what I mean? Very nice girl. And, you know, the fact that she got all these fans hating on her so crazy, all these media hating on her so crazy, and the fact that she's still doing what she's doing, even more pros to her. And the sky's for sure, no pun intended, the sky is the limit. Angel Reese
and J-GILLZ, let people know now. It's different than football. Basketball and baseball interview sessions are a lot totally different than football, in the sense that you get to interview the players before the game. Correct?
Definitely had a chance to interview them before the game, pregame warm-ups. Camila Cardosa doing her thing. You know, Kennedy Carter. It's very, very free form. Had a chance to talk to them all, even from the pregame pressers with the coaches. It's phenomenal. And I do, while we still got the time, I want to just give a shout out to Teresa Witherspoon, former Liberty, also Louisiana ties, as the Fanatic knows. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what makes the connection between Angel and T Spoon so great, is because, you know what I mean, they both have those Louisiana ties, both have those mentalities. They both come from those dog mentalities. And I think that's really what makes that connection so great. Angel has been quoted saying that, you know, this is one of her best relationships that she's had with a coach. We heard what she said with Kim Mulkey. It had to take her leaving LSU to get that, you know, to build that rapport even better. But with T Spoon, a woman who's been there, WNBA, doing it, I think that's going to be a phenomenal tandem for years to come. But I do want to give a shout out to T Spoon. If we can cue that up real quick too.
Coach, John Quill had an absolutely dominant game. What went into the game plan for your young front court? What were some of the words of wisdom that you gave going up against this matchup tonight?
Well, she is who she is. John Quill is a heck of a basketball player. We missed some defensive assignments, but the message to the team is I'll be better for them. That's the message, plain and simple.
First round, your left. Okay, just following up on that and your opening comment, and you said there were some things you thought you could have done better. What were some of those things?
So what I share with the team, that's an inside.
Okay.
Absolutely. And that was one of the premier matches. That's why I'm so excited for the game tonight, because that matchup is just going to gain so much experience for that young front court in Chicago, Camilla and Angel. I mean, just going up against Jonquel, an all-star, and who I think was going to lead the Liberties to a championship, because her and Aja Wilson, that's going to be a heck of a matchup in the WNBA finals if we do get it.
Hey, and don't forget, hey, Jonquel Jones, she's a former MVP. Now, she got traded from Connecticut to New York, so she came right down the pipeline, or right down I-95. She's a former MVP. So really, to me, it is. I really thought and really think that it was going to be the Liberty and Vegas Aces. It was going to be a big series, because now really all of them have a big three. You got the big three with Jonquel Jones, Brianna Stewart. Shout out Stewie from Cicero outside of Syracuse. Radman caught her early when he saw her back as a high school player before she went on to dominate UConn and dominate the league. Then you got Sabrina Ionescu, those three for the New York Liberty. And then you got on the Aces side, you got our girls, Asia Wilson, South Carolina. We got to visit her statue. Dope to see she has a statue right on campus. You don't see that too often. You got Jackie Young and Kelsey Plum. So, man, it's some good basketball days ahead.
Chelsea Gray, too.
Say it again.
Chelsea Gray.
Yeah, Chelsea Gray. Oh, yeah, coming in and doing work. Doing work, man. And so, yeah, man, that's just beautiful interview, J-GILLZ. I would just say real quick, I know we got to get ready to get to our guests, but it is so, when I look at these minutes played for Angel Reese compared to other rookies, you talk about the disparity of turnovers from Caitlin Clark, the gap from her being so far ahead in terms of turnovers. That same gap is there for Angel Reese in terms of minutes played by rookies. She is averaging about 34, 35 minutes a game, and that is on top of what she has already played this year. That's absolutely phenomenal, the condition. Angel Reese, shout out to you. Get as much sleep as you need to. Get even more as we get to the final stretch, because they're tied basically with Caitlin Clark in the standings. Basically, Chicago's 8, got to hold on to the 8 spot. Indiana has that 7 spot. So she's gonna need to hit that extra gear. And to answer your question directly, Caitlin Clark is still in the running to me for Rookie of the Year. She's starting to really find her groove. And she had 20 and 13, and she beat her nemesis, Diana Taurasi, who I think we all heard on that Monday night or on the Mega Cat for the women's basketball championship game. Diana Taurasi hey, man, she got to wait till she sees some grown women. Okay, well, she's now 2-0 against the Chicago Mercury, or has 2 wins against the Phoenix Mercury. So Diana, hey, you better watch. Hey, if you're going to talk, you better come back it up, because Caitlin Clark and her team is giving you the business. Caitlin Clark had 20 and 13 last night, so she's finding her footing. I think it's very close. I will vote for Angel, but I know I'm a little biased because of the LSU tie and what she has done for the LSU community and still has done. And J-GILLZ, I'm glad you asked that question about Moki, because let's not forget, this past year, Angel Reese was suspended and away from the team for a little bit, and that never really served. I heard a couple of different things. I didn't feel comfortable necessarily reporting on what I was hearing, but it's cool that they still have a good relationship now, because I was always interested to figure out, would they still have a relationship now that she don't got to play for her? It's dope to hear Coach Moki, which Radman, just so you know, Kim Moki, she got a good 2-step. She got a good wobble, I've heard. She got a good Cupid shuffle and electric slide. Hold on.
Oh, she another one. She done learn from the best down there.
Yeah,
man. I bet she can wobble, man. At the man. Watch out for Kim Moki coming to your house with that wobble move, y'all. Hey, be careful, man. But she produces winners as well. So she's number one on the female side of coaches, man. To know how to get those students. Know how to get them in. No doubt about it. And we got to go to our next guest coming up. But first, our award-winning Miriam Rivera Insurance Agency, auto, home, health, and life insurance. But hey, she handles all those toys. All y'all out there on the boat, on the waterway with those boats, check out Miriam Rivera Insurance Agency. Are you on a motorcycle? Hey, don't do like that guy did on the 104 last night. Ran all up into the abutment, the car, and the motorcycle set on fire. Well, I hope he was insured. Hope he had insurance, because that motorcycle was in big flames yesterday. Glad he was all right. The person riding that motorcycle, glad they're okay. Thank God they survived that motorcycle crash. But if you like toys like motorcycles and boats out on the waterways, See our girl, friend of the show, Miriam Rivera Insurance Agency, Farmers Insurance Agency, Auto Home Health Life, boats, motorcycles, 1038 Lyle Avenue, 511 Bean Road, Suite B, or give her a call outside the area. Give her a call, area code 585-360-0094. Miriam Rivera Insurance Agency, guys. And now we're going to go into our next guest. And let's bring our guest into the studio. We got a doctor in the house. And no, I'm not talking about Dr. J, y'all. No, we're not talking about Dr. J, who's on. Man, Dr. J killing it on the 3-on-3 thing. That's a whole nother topic. We'll get to that at a later date with that doctor. But this PhD doctor graduated recently from Boston University, pastor at Memorial AME Zion Church, Dr. Daryl A. Blue. Welcome back to Real Deal Sports Show. How you doing this morning?
Doing well. How you all doing this morning? Good morning to you.
Yes, indeed. You're welcome. Good morning. We always bring you on around the All-Star break, and lo and behold, here it is, the All-Star break. It's a shame the SB's ESPN didn't wait for the All-Star break, so some of the baseball players usually be able to attend the event and get highlighted as well. But for some reason, they didn't do that this year for them. But we're talking baseball. What's going on? Can you up to date on the Atlanta Braves? What's going on? They seem to start to turn it. They're trying to turn it around all of a sudden.
Yeah, we starting to turn around. You have to think about the injuries that the Braves have dealt with this year. Former MVP Ronald Acuna out, and then also with our ace Spencer Strider. He got hurt at the beginning of the season, and now things are starting to turn around. We have one of our rookies, Spencer Schwellenbach. He's coming along and finally got a legitimate fifth starter. And so it's making a difference now because our starting five, we kept using different pitchers, try to go back to Bryce Elder and a few others. And finally, it's turning around. We had some good pickups during the offseason with Chris Sale. He's, I think, 11-3 or 12-3 so far with like a 2.74 ERA. Ronaldo Lopez, another good pickup during the offseason. I know he's 7-2 and has one of the lowest ERAs in the league. I think his is like 1.72 ERA. So things are starting to turn around. And then I think the main thing is our bats are starting to heat up. We went through a little struggle where we were not hitting well, but finally our offense is starting to click. And so the last 10 games, I think we're 6-4. But I watched every game, and we easily could have been 8-2. We blew a few games. So, but they're looking pretty good, and they're coming along strong.
Yes, indeed. And that 1-0 loss, I was shocked that they lost in Arizona the other night, the way they lost that game. They gave that in Arizona, my Blue Jays, come on. If Ross Atkins shouldn't be, fire him this morning after you saw our own guys, Gurriel Jr., Gabby Marino, former Blue Jay. Who trades their future catcher to and keep a bum like Jason Jansen and Kirkland? Yolando Kirk is good. Jansen, he breaks his fingers. He done broke his finger, his hand again. He's always out 6 to 8 weeks as usual. He comes back, hits a few home runs. But you trade your future catcher to Arizona, and you see both of them starting in the World Series last fall. So we helped Arizona get there, the Toronto Blue Jays, with our inept front office guy, Ross Atkins.
Well, I think when you look at the AL East in general, besides the Red Sox, everyone else is struggling. You look at the Yankees. The Yankees had lost 17 out of, I think, 25 games recently. They're struggling, and they have an all-star roster. So it just says that you can have elite players on the team. Chemistry matters. Your pitching staff is essential because you can have offense, but if your pitching staff cannot stop people from hitting the ball and getting outs, you're not going to win. I think that's the Yankees' issue right now. Blue Jays, I think, we're coming up to the trade deadline, and I think y'all are going to be sellers, unfortunately, because, you hear the reports of them possibly trading Bichette and others. And I'm like,
Vladimir Guerrero Jr., come down to Yankee Stadium, baby. We'll love to have you.
We can't have that.
We will give you a whole slice of pizza. We'll give you a tour route around the Empire State Building. Hey, man, whatever we need to do to trade to get you down there.
I
Listen,
agree with you.
they need to keep him.
Yeah.
We have to keep him. I'm hoping.
Right.
Bo Bichette, yes, he has to go. Bo Bichette, he was good, younger. He's come too many injuries. He could help somebody
Yeah.
out. We need some pitching. Alex Manoah's out for the season. Romano, our closer, he's out for the season. And this guy, Richards, everybody that's going out for the Blue Jays to the mound had a 42 lead going into the bottom of the ninth. We lose it 5-4 because they go out there with a gas can and then with a match and strike the match. How do you come out there, hit the first batter, then the second, you walk the second guy, then you give up a blue single, then you walk another guy, and then you give a sacrifice fly, and they win the game on the sacrifice fly. I mean, this gave Arizona the game last night. It was just so disheartening to see the Blue Jays falter. Baltimore, are you shocked that Baltimore stopped hitting?
I am. I actually went to watch the Braves in Baltimore doing spring training. I went down to Florida and watched the Orioles. They have a good young team. Very impressed with them. I am surprised. I think they're just going through one of those phases. Every team kind of goes in a little slump during the season. And I think Baltimore will ultimately turn it around. It's just going to take a little bit because a lot of their players are young, so they're not veterans per se, but I do think that they're going to eventually come out of that slump and continue to hit. But yeah, they're struggling right now.
No doubt. Hey, Dr. Blue, man, I know you are so astute on many different ways, and you're right, man. When I think about the Yankees, they are number 2 in the entire Major League Baseball in run differential. So your point only behind the Phillies, which I'll touch on asking you about them here momentarily. But to your point, I'm hoping that this is just the Yankees just mid-season slump and they'll be able to get it going, because I know as playing baseball, I know we all know as fans and folks who cover the game, baseball is all about streaks. And when you can get that good pitching, get some hitting, Giancarlo, you look down and you say, oh, here comes summer. He about to get on the injured list, something quad, hamstring, whatever anything vicious. Like what? And he's only going for like 2 months. That cat, trouble stealing money, it happens. Hey, folks, you want to take a bet? Giancarlo's going to end up on the IL, and it's never really season. Always right when you need him the most, and it's always right there in the middle of the summer. He like a nice little summer vacation, probably somewhere probably rehabbing down in the Bahamas or something like that. But my question to you is, hey, it's a little LSU ties. I'm glad they made this move. My man Paul Skeens, former LSU Tiger national champion, that dude is phenomenal. Just no hit in his innings. He went 7 in his last start, no hit innings against the Brewers. Just phenomenal. But I know you mentioned it. Hey, man, Reyes, Chris Sale, the Braves got some aces who could be starting the NL All-Star game. What do you think? Who, if it came to you, Dr. Blue, who should be starting the All-Star game on the bump for the NL team this year down in Arlington, Texas?
I know that they selected the rookie simply because of views. It's about money. And they're putting him up.
He's earned it, I think.
Yeah, but he is great. But when you look at stats, he has the less innings thrown over time. And so, but right now he's dominant. I mean, the young man, he's coming out throwing. I do want to see him, but you look at starters such as the Phillies ace.
Zach Wheeler, yep.
Yeah, Zach. I mean, they've been dominant this season. So I don't think you just look past them. But I think I would go with the rookie because I do want to see how he measures up against some of the best players in the league. And so I think it's going to be good for television and for ratings. So I would start him. At first, I was kind of like, no, I don't think I agree with that. But then I started thinking about it. I was like, yeah, he's proven himself because the other night he had a no-hitter for 7 innings.
Yeah.
And, and I'm like, the young man's got it. He got it. And so I think the world wants to see him.
Good. All right, good. Hey, Dr. Blue, that's why you're a smart man. I do want to come back to you, but Radman, I want to make sure because he's Mr. Old School Baseball. Radman, you got baseball rules and this and that, which, by the way, the only real reason I think Paul Skeens didn't start the year and why he has less innings is because they wanted to start him in the minors, trying to appreciate his years of service.
Right. That's it. They do it.
That's the game of this too. So
yeah, it's a business.
So it's business with that. So Radman, who should start the NL? Who should start on the bump for the NL this upcoming year?
Well, it can't be Wheeler because Wheeler has a back injury, so he's out due to his back. He's going to miss his start, I believe, today or tomorrow. So I think Wheeler should be the guy, but because due to injury, it opened it up. And I think it's a money thing because in baseball, you've never seen guys come out of minor leagues and be this successful so quick. Well, they never used to allow guys to come out of minor leagues and get to the A ball, get to AAA, let alone get to the majors. So this is unheard of. This is untreaded waters. We've never been in this before. This is something that seemed to happen right after the pandemic. You start seeing guys I thought some of these guys were being rushed up. They sent them back down, but some of the guys are starting to make it. And Paul Skeens is doing outstanding work. Outstanding. Congratulations to him. Good luck with him with the Pirates. Hopefully the Pirates, I just hope and pray the Pirates can surround him with some other talent and really get into the playoff, put together a really nice playoff team, spend some money, bring in some quality veterans that can score runs and can help get the Pirates back into the We Are Family days from 1979. That's a 79. That's been a long time before the Pirates have been on top of the world. So I love to see the Pirates come. It's a good thing to see the small markets and the smaller teams come back into the dominance in Major League Baseball. And let's go back in time to this past Monday night. They had a tribute to Willie Mays, a memorial service for him at the San Francisco ballpark. And I'm just wondering, Dr. Blue, what did Willie Mays mean to you?
Most baseball historians would talk about Willie Mays as being one of the most dominant players, if not the most dominant player, or best all-around player. And so for me, going back, looking at his story, looking at how good he was and how consistent he was as a baseball player and as a person of color in the major league, I think he just speaks volume. He is the epitome of someone who other athletes can model themselves after. And I think that's why baseball honored him just for being, not just being a baseball player, but just the human he was. And so I think he's just a good example of just being a good overall person in general.
Oh, yeah. And good. And seeing Juan Marichal, Dusty Baker, and all the guys, some of the guys come out for this service, especially Juan Marichal. I hadn't seen him in a long time. Felipe Olu was there. He was up. He spoke as well. It was good to see guys that I watched play in the 70s toward the end of their careers, to see them come out and honor Willie Mays. And do you think, what kind of faith did he have, do you think, to go through the hassles that Reggie Jackson talked about a few weeks ago during the All-Star game about what he went through? You couldn't sleep in certain hotels. The team had to move you. You couldn't eat places. You couldn't eat or sleep. But it still didn't disturb their game, how they played on the field. What kind of faith do you think he had to endure such a dastardly act by America?
Yeah, he had to have a strong faith because, and I did watch that interview that Reggie Jackson put out, and I think it just speaks to their tenacity, and also it speaks to the fact that they had to be mentally strong. You're not only trying to prepare to play a game that is difficult in itself, but also having to control your emotions because you don't want to come off as the angry Black individual and portray a certain narrative that has been written or said or expressed. And so it speaks to just who Mays was as an individual, and just so many others that proved that they could overcome some of the racist things that they had to endure in life and continue to persevere. They're individuals that just demonstrate to us that, we can overcome certain things, and that sometimes there are systems in place that we have to navigate through. But it shows that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and that if you keep, pressing forward and doing what needs to be done, you ultimately cannot be denied. And I think those all of them are examples of hope.
Examples of hope.
I love that. And Dr. Blue, I know we got to get ready to wrap it, so I'm just going to put this right out here real quick. I know it's small, but really the main thing I'll read it to you, sports question, but then just your own personal thought. I believe in education, the power of education. How do you think your Braves can catch the Phillies? They're 8.5 games back. I'm sure figure out if you can let me know if you think they can catch the Phillies. And the second thing is you continue to pursue education and find your ministry literally and figuratively. How do you keep going, and how do you motivate our young people who watch this show to keep going with education in any walk of life? And when the challenge gets going, how do you keep motivating yourself to keep going and pursuing education?
Okay. First part of the question, I do believe my Braves can catch the Phillies. It depends on what we do at this trading. We need another outfielder, and I do think we may need another pitcher, another starting pitcher. Depending on the trades that Alex Anthopoulos makes, I think we can catch them because I believe we have a better team. I do. Phillies are loaded, but I do feel like we have a better team. Even though they're beat us the last 2 playoffs, we just have not hit well in the playoffs. But anyway, I think we will catch them. And second part of the question, yes, education is vital. My mom, my parents instilled that in me. And one of the things that she always said or expressed to me is that, education is something that people cannot take away. Once you inform yourself, there's nothing people can do. And it opens doors for us so that when we find ourselves at the table, we are equal rank as those who are there with us. So it helps to posture us and position us in places that if we use it in the right way, we can open other doors for other people. And that's why education was so vital for me, because I did not obtain it just for me and for people to pat me on the back. I'm doing it because I'm trying to open up doors for other individuals. And so for what motivates me is, as I look at the changes that need to take place in the world, there's still so much work to do. And so surrounding myself with people who affirm and who also offer positive, feedback and criticism and all of that, I think it's important. So those young people that are listening, make sure you surround yourself with people, as my mother would say, that's even better than you, because it gives you something to aspire to, and it challenges you to be the best version of yourself. And so that's something that, or a principle that I live by. How do I become better so I can be better for somebody else? Because we're on this world or on this journey, not for ourselves. We have a community that we're a part of, and we need to make a difference in that community.
Thank you so much. Well said. Graduated from Boston University, PhD. Dr. Daryl A. Blue, also pastor of Memorial AME Zion Church. We look forward to having you back for the playoff, MLB playoff. Before, when we see who's going to be in the playoffs, we're going to have you back and have you break it down, who analyze it, and let us know who you think going to win the World Series.
All right, sounds good. Thank you as always. Appreciate, love talking to you all, gentlemen. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Pastor
Thank
Blue.
you so much.
You're doing great work.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
God bless.
Yes, indeed. And also, I just want to mention the passing of Orlando Cepeda, great baseball player, passed away a few weeks ago. Just wanted to get that in. And also this week, Monte Kiffin, the guy, the architect of the Tampa 2 defense, made his transition earlier this week. Tampa Bay would have been, Tampa Bay would not have won those Super Bowls without Monte Kiffin's Tampa 2 defense. And teams are still using that Tampa 2. Some of them call it cover 2 or whatever, but it's really the Tampa 2 that was started by Monte Kiffin. Rest in power, both of those gentlemen, and shouts to go out to their families during their time of need.
No doubt. Hey, man, I could just say leave a legacy, folks. And whatever you do, try and leave a legacy, whether it be for your own family, your local community, your city, your state, the nation, the world, man. Hey, we can make change, and just you focus on getting better one day at a time. Like Pastor Blue said, man, surround yourself with smart people. I know it can be intimidating. I know it's easier said than done, but do that, man. And feel comfortable. It's going to help elevate your game.
Certainly. BacSpin. Speaking of smart people, that's why I surround myself with as many smart people as possible, especially on the radio airways with brother BacSpin here coming in.
Hey, thank y'all so much, man. Y'all already know, man. Hey, if y'all surround yourself with smart people, then I do the same, because you guys are some of the smartest that I know, and you're doing big things in your own right, and I appreciate that. Appreciate you guys bringing your talents to the Beat 105.5 Airways. Fanatic, love to have you back, my brother. It's always great to hear you on this platform, and you know what you'd say. We ain't telling you what we heard. We telling you what we know. No doubt. I like that, man.
Great.
I like that. The Real Deal Sports Show. Y'all brothers have a great weekend, and enjoy this weather that we having. It's a great summer so far, man. And the women basketball, the WNBA.
Woo.
Who would have thought that they would be so exciting and you know, make us want to tune in as much as we do the NBA games, man?
No doubt. Yo, and let's be real. We know sometimes I'm getting done right here, BacSpin, before you throw me off. I always love being with the BacSpin and the family here. Hey, the NBA, usually media just hypes it up and they just make it. These WNBA players have delivered. I am going to be watching the game today. I'm marketing. I got to go get a haircut, and we're going to be watching at the barbershop, and then I'm coming home and watch the second half with my two daughters, and we're going to go ahead and celebrate today. Then go get some ice cream. It's going to be a good day.
And a quick shout out to J-GILLZ. Excellent interview with Angel Reese. You didn't pass out or anything being in front of her, man. You were real close to her, man. So, hey.
I know you're a married man, but, you know, you couldn't shoot your shot just a little bit.
Again, another OG.
Hey, my wife listens to the Real Deal Sports Show every Saturday morning.
No, you're not supposed to do that. No, don't have her listen to the show.
No disrespect at all.
Young people, again, that's why you need OGs. You need people like the Radman and BacSpin to help you navigate these muddy waters, man. But hey,
I'd have had to say something to you. Know what I
mean? We locked eyes for a minute, fellas. We locked eyes.
J-GILLZ, don't do it.
That's all you needed. That's all you needed. That did it right there. J-GILLZ.
We need mentorship, folks. We need mentorship.
Oh, my brothers. Real Deal Sports Show every Saturday morning, 8 a.m. right here on the Beat 105.5. Y'all have a great weekend, man.
Y'all too. Don't forget, subscribe. Check us out on YouTube. Subscribe. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Keep it where you need it, Rochester, New York. It's the Beat 105.5. The back in time. Make sure it's on the way. Don't go nowhere. Keep it locked. It's the Beat.